Sergey Muratov. I'm product lead at Adapty and FunnelFox, and today I'm going to dedicate some time to showing you how to build a web funnel using the tools we provide, while also highlighting the extremely important things that you should know while building a web funnel. So, a few words about me. I started as an iOS developer a long time ago, about 13 years back, and I slowly, gradually moved to product management. I started at the language learning app called EasyTen and co-founded it. But then I worked on various mobile products, from games to service marketplaces to who knows what. And yeah, so basically this slide should tell you that I know a thing or two about mobile products, though probably not as much as Nathan here, but you know, still quite a lot. Yeah, so what makes a web funnel great, right? We had a bunch of slides like this before. This one isn't gonna be a lot different, but I'll just reiterate. So as we're talking about web funnels, I like to call this bunch of principles the 3F principles. So the first principle is flawless onboarding, right? Starts with an F principle. What flawless means essentially was highlighted in all her presentations. So it's got to be personalized, it's got to appeal to users' needs, it's got to solve his jobs to be done, or at least hint at how the product might solve that. So this is first thing. Second thing is you got to have a flexible payment flow, and luckily Robbie just now talked about it, right? So localization, flexible products, discounts, all of that, you got to have that because you're going to do many iterations along the way. And third thing, which we probably didn't cover as much today, is frictionless transfer to the app from the web. So essentially, there are like two methods of doing it, either using deep linking, which doesn't work 100% of the time. Some users might get lost along the way. And the second thing is basically having an authorization flow, right? Both are relatively easy to set up, but still require some development effort. And again, like Ol has said, or maybe you could just shout some random numbers from the audience, how much time do you think it will take for a typical dev team to build all of that, to at least try the first iteration of the web funnel? I don't know, just weeks, months? What do you think? That's, yeah, 3 months is a good number. Any other guesses? Well, okay, normally in our experience it does take months. So it depends on the team. It depends on whether they have a web experience or they need to hire some specific like web developer. Some iterations are also included in that because your first funnel likely isn't going to work just based on the statistics. And well, basically our tools here come to the rescue because with our tools, you can do it under 1 hour, and I'm here to demonstrate it all to you. Why is it possible? Because it's a ready-made constructor. It deals with the problems that I've just highlighted, and it also comes packed with the elements that have been proven to convert across a variety of products. So, yeah, something like that. And we're gonna do, for this case study, we had to pick an app, and we picked an actual app. It's called Just Fit, Lazy Work and Fit. It's pretty popular in the US. It's currently top 7 in health and fitness. And here's some more info about it. So it's basically a workout and fitness tracking app. Like I said, it's top 7. It's doing pretty good according to Sensor Tower. It has over 1 million monthly downloads and over 3 million monthly revenue. It focuses on female audience, but it also got a male audience as well. But most importantly, it doesn't have a web-to-app funnel yet. And so this is what we're gonna do right now in front of you. Let's try to build it in under 30 minutes. All right, I'm switching over to FunnelFox now. Yeah, I'm just gonna need to have some notes here, just in case. All right, so here's FunnelFox. Vitaly actually showed some screenshots of it before, but you probably forgotten about it because it's like been 5 hours since then. So we're gonna start with it's a basic constructor that probably you're very used to, similar to Figma, similar to Slides, to Keynote, whatever. Here you got the screens and elements to pick from. Here you got the fully interactive preview. And here you got the inspector to change the styles and the screen properties, right? So let's start with the welcome screen, right? So welcome to Just Fit. Yeah, already looks pretty bleak, so let's put an icon over here. We go here, we put an image, and we can select it, yeah, from the folder that I conveniently prepared for this presentation. All right, and yeah, we also have to prime the user on what's going on, because imagine like being hit with an Instagram ad, clicking on it, and then arriving at this page. So you're probably gonna wanna let the user know what are your intentions, what's going to come next. So we're gonna just place this text a little more closer to the button, and basically we'll start with the quiz that will personalize the product experience further. So we'll ask you a couple of questions, and the goal for it is to come up with a personal plan. So the personal fitness plan that will make the user meet his or her goals, right? So we'll ask you a couple of questions to build a personal plan. Get started. Yeah, simple like that. You can also, of course, adjust the styling. That's probably way too big, right? Yeah, that's better. Okay. Yeah, so just like that, the first screen is done. You can also use this one here to hide the navigation controls. So by default, it comes with a progress bar in the back button. You can hide it, you can transform it, whatever. You can basically customize the navigation here. All right, so let's start with a question. So given that this is the first question that the user is being asked, it's a good idea to start with the motivation, to address the motivation that the user has coming to our product. And so let's just ask what motivates you the most. And I also think Nathan had some examples about it, like specifically about fitness apps. Let's see if it adds up with what I'm trying to suggest in this presentation. So yeah, like I said, FunnelFox comes with pre-built elements, and so we have, of course, the answer elements, and it's called options. And it's, again, like really customizable, so you can fill it with emoji, you can fill it with files, whatever. For this example, we're gonna come up with the following motivations. So the first one is likely like getting shaped. Simple as that. Second is let's make it so it's having a summer body, even though summer has already started. Some people are hopeful that they can still achieve it. So why rob them of this? And then the third option is gonna be feeling more confident, because this is this is probably one of the main reasons why people go into fitness, but then again, your mileage may vary. All right, so it's a single choice question. You can also customize it. This one doesn't allow for it, so it's like you choose one option and that's it. Yeah, so that's the first question. Let's head to the second one straight away and ask about the areas that the user would like to improve. So a lot of the time people have certain preconditions on how they want to look in the end of the journey, and this is what we're going to address here. So what areas would you like to focus on? And I just copied the previous screen, by the way. And for this one, we're going to go with multiple answers, because why not? And let's just go straight from top to the bottom. Toned arms is going to be the first one. We can upload an image here, make it pop a little more, or at least different. Some variety is always good in onboardings, because like people get easily, like Nathan said, I think it's really good to have a user engaged, and even if you have some sort of like tools to do that, it's a good idea. So second, let it be visible apps. Yep. And then the third one is going to be, you guessed it, slim legs. Yeah. All right, all done. And now, like, I think it's, it's getting a little boring, right? Because I'm just building screens here, so I want to show you something. It's a really cool feature of FunnelFox that lets you do personalization just like that. So let's, at this point, the user has given us enough info to provide something personalized and to respond, as a product, respond to what the info he's putting in. So let's make a screen that sort of reassures the user that he's going in the right way, and also mentions or addresses the info he's just put in. So this is going to be a screen called "You're in the right company." And the message we want to convey is that there are many people like you with similar goals and similar areas to focus on, and we want to highlight it in the text as well. So this is how we're going to do it. For it to work, we need to name the questions. So this one, we're going to name it motivation, right? I'm just putting the ID over here. Hopefully you can see it. And for this one, let's call it focus areas, right? And so what's really cool about this is that you can use those IDs to substitute the actual options that the user has chosen on the previous slide. So for example, you can do this, and it will pick up on what the user has chosen previously and simply substitute it instead of this tag here. So, and we can construct a phrase something like motivation becomes a reality for 73% users in 2 months. And we can also focus on the focus areas, right? Something like in having focus areas, which are like slim legs, visible abs, and so on, is a nice cherry on top, right? Let's adjust the visuals a little bit here. So, and also let's put another image, why not? And I'll just show, and I'll show you how it works in just a minute. Yeah. Yes, I'm having some problems with drag and drop. Almost here. Yeah, all good. And let's make it a little smaller. The layout options are really rich. You can sort of customize it to look any way you want it. It's time for a preview. Let's see what we have done so far. So with this button here, it's going to save and it's going to render it as a web page. This is a live web page. You can actually access it using this link over here. It's already on the web. And this is how it works. So I can pick an option. The navigation works, highlighting works, everything seems to be interactive. This one I got a little messed up, but anyway, so basically we're substituting the text that we inputted on the previous slide in place of the text. So this is pretty cool. This is a really easy way to make a personalized flow. Of course, FunnelFox comes with many, many more personalization options. This is just the most basic one. All right, let's see where I messed up. Probably I mixed the ID up, right? Used to work. Yeah, great. Looks good to me, but maybe there is some issue I'm not noticing. Anyway, so with this out of the way, we can proceed to collecting the users, some more info from a user that will make us, that will enable us to personalize the flow even more. So let's get into like, okay, let's just continue. Yeah, so next up, we're gonna ask some basic body parameters because this is pretty relevant to constructing the personal fitness plan, right? What's your height? And we can put an input here, just like you would expect. Let's prime the user a little bit on what the actual units are. And we're done. So this one will be collected, and let's also just name it height so we can access it later. Yeah, and now for the fun part, the weight, of course, because it's a fitness app. And we're gonna make 2 inputs over here. So this is gonna be current weight in kg, right? And then we're gonna copy it and make this one go weight also in kg. All right. Note that I think it's like, probably 15 minutes have passed. We already have 6 steps. We already have some basic personalization. We're already collecting a ton of data, and all of it isn't just under 15 minutes. Hopefully, I'm not looking at the time, but I really hope it's going according to the plan. All right. Yeah, and I think by this point we've collected enough data to start to actually create a personal plan. And this is again the part where FunnelFox really shines because it's got a lot of elements pre-built and ready for that kind of flows. So for this one, we'll call this one creating your personal plan. And we're gonna show some progress. And again, we're gonna reassure the user that he or she is on the right track. Like I said, let's add some progress element here. We have a ready-made thing like this. You've probably seen it across the onboardings and web funnels. This is probably too complex, so we can go with something more simple, something like this loader over here. Also a good progress indicator. Simple, ready to understand. Works like a charm. Yeah, and we also have an element called reviews, of course. Those are customizable, can be placed in the carousel. And we can sort of, build a screen that looks like that. Don't need a continue button, and it'll just trigger the navigation based on when the loader has finished progressing. So we can also adjust the layout here a little bit. We don't need to have a progress bar on this screen anymore. So let's do something like this. And yeah, let's make it more centered. Yeah, so we can also work with it a little while longer, making it more beautiful. But I guess this will do for this workshop. So yeah, this is a progress screen. Next up, we're going to have a registration screen. Register to get a personal plan. Because at this point, the user is invested. We've probably, we could have added more in terms of what value we're promising as a product. I'll leave it to your imagination at this point because it takes time. But basically, we're already at the point where we can ask the user for registration and then to provide him with a personal plan and the final promise that the product is going to offer to the user. So again, an input here for email. We also have a type called email. We also do validation, just so your user wouldn't get some basic error and that would stop him from getting a personal plan. And for this one, I'm going to cheat a little bit because there is a legal text that you're normally required to put here, and it's also done pretty easily. But for this one, you can also use links, URLs, any kind of markup is also possible within FunnelFox. So yeah, just like that. Also, we don't need a back and a progress bar here. Yeah. Now, for the really fun part, we're going to build a paywall, right? Because we registered our user, we've collected some data, and it's time for us to really shine. So this screen is going to be called Your Personal Plan is Ready. Yeah, so because it's a fitness app and we are promising weight loss to the user. We are promising that our personal plan will probably put him on track to lose some weight over some predictable and good amount of time. And so we're going to put an element called chart here. It's really good for showing progress. And again, it's ready-made in FunnelFox. So because we're losing weight, this graph is way better. Yeah, and we're going to use the variable here. Like we just did with motivation, we can also use those variables in charts. So we can use the weight that the user has inputted in the previous step and use it as the starting point of the graph, and use the goal weight as an ending point in the graph. So curve weight kg and goal weight kg. Yeah, it's also highly customizable. You can notice that we put actual dates over here. It's probably tough to see, but it reads September 11th, so it's actually calculating the the data that will come in 3 months. Drawing all those charts, you can see how many charts there are. Basically, pretty a lot of customization options. Yeah, we're gonna put a promise now. So our promise is gonna be this. So in just a second, we predict that you'll reach goal weight kg by the end of 3 months. Right? Oh, important part. I almost forgot about it. With our personal plan. Yeah. All right. And let's continue building this. So for this one, we're gonna have a limited offer kind of thing, just to show you that it's possible. So you can put a timer here, say something like limited time offer, and customize it to look any way you want. This is typically, again, like based on our experience, this is typically how a timer would look on a paywall. So you can do something like this and adjust the width a little bit. All right. So next up, the plan picker. We're gonna offer 2 plans here. So the first one, again, it comes in some sort of a default state with prices and the pricing plans names, but we're gonna go with just 2 plans here. So there's gonna be a plan that comes with a paid trial and then offers a monthly subscription and just a typical monthly subscription on a discount. So again, pretty easy to do. So this one is gonna be 1 week. for $6.99, then $29.99 per month. And we can also remove all the other labels here. And for the second offer, or rather for the second pricing plan, we're gonna go with 1 month, and it's gonna be on the discount to promote actually choosing this plan over the one with the free trial. So basically, yeah, just a second, just let me remove the annual plan first, and then I'll talk a little bit about why that's, probably a good idea to try this out, because you're sort of offering your user a variety of choices. So for the users who are mostly motivated to pick this product up right now, they can just go for the monthly plan, and it's good for our unit economy, obviously, because we're getting more out of it. But for those of users who are not so inclined and not so assured by your promise, they can also opt in for a paid trial, which is not too much of a commitment, but still would offer them a look into your product and make them consider to continue. So yeah, just like that, 1 week for $6.99, then $29.99 for a month paid trial, and then just 1 month on a discount. All right. Finally, you're probably wondering about checkout forms by this point, or hopefully you're wondering about it. Also, let's just sprinkle in the money back guarantee, because it's also an element that's proven to work on web paywalls, and it's used pretty widely. Something like that. And yeah, like I said, let's go to the checkout form. So with checkout forms, FunnelFox supports many payment providers: Stripe, Paddle, Braintree, and PayPal, like I said. So for this one, we're gonna go with just Paddle. And I'm gonna show you another type of personalization that FunnelFox is capable of on the basis of those checkout forms. So first of all, I'm putting this checkout form over here because it's again been demonstrated that for some apps, checkout forms on the paywall work better than actually checkout forms on some other screens, so they improve conversion. Again, it's not. I'd like to share the sentiment that it's not a good idea to just blindly follow the playbook. So just test it out and see what works for yourself. FunnelFox allows both. So for this example, we're going to try a checkout form on the same page as the paywall. Yeah. So like I said, let's go into some more advanced personalization, which is the following: any element on any FunnelFox screen, you can either hide it or show it based on some condition here. So for this checkout form, it's going to be visible based on the conditional. And the visibility condition is going to be whether the subscription plan picked is a weekly one, right? So when a user taps this button here, it shows this checkout form. And then we're going to do another checkout form, which is going to address the monthly plan. So it's going to only be visible when a user chooses the monthly plan. And this way, when a user taps a button, we show the relevant checkout form. And checkout forms are the place where the actual products get configured. So you can go to this checkout form and hook up the Paddle product for it. Weekly product is going to be trial to subscription, so $6.99 for the trial product, and $29.99 for the monthly that follows it, right? And for the second one, we're gonna go with just the default, and we're gonna, offer $17.99. And I guess we're almost done. The only thing that's remaining is to slightly customize the continue button, because currently all the buttons that we have seen, they only just scroll to the next screen. But of course, buttons are highly customizable as well. So you can tell this button to scroll to the checkout form, like you would expect. And you can also pick the relevant checkout form. So when the state is the state of the screen is the 1 week is picked, we can scroll to the first checkout form. And when 1 month is picked, we can scroll to the second checkout form. So hopefully I haven't bored you all with all of this, but this just goes to show you that we're almost done building the web funnel. And the entire point of this workshop is that it's really quick to do. So let's just look at the preview at this point. How does it look like, the whole flow? We're starting at the top, once again. Having a summer body, hopefully. Yeah, for some reason this got broken just now. It used to work, but anyway, you can see that having a summer body gets substituted and it gets personalized. Next up are the heights and weights. This is my height. this says the current weight. I'm not going to tell you that, but let's hope it's 80. And I want to reach 70. So we have the progress screen, registration screen. For some reason it got broken, so it pulls some data, but while not pulling the other. But hopefully you can see the picture. So it substitutes 70 kilos over here, not substituted the 80 kilos over there. But I promise you, when it goes live, it will work. It should work like a charm. So a timer, really ticking. This one really, interactable. And when I press continue, it scrolls me down to the payment form. So this is the Paddle embedded payment form. And we're actually going to check out, why not? It's currently a sandbox, but it's enough for the purposes of the demonstration. Oh my God, it's throwing internal errors at me. Yeah, let's try again. Hopefully it will work. For some reason it doesn't work. Yeah. Like always in those live demo scenarios, I tested it like 7 times before, and this is the one time it got broken. Okay, I'll show it to you later, probably, when this gets published. So this is what a Paywall looks like. We're almost done here. When the user makes a purchase, we'll just transition him to the next screen. Only 2 things remain here. So first one, we're gonna try an upsell scenario. I'm gonna just quickly show it to you. So the thing with FunnelFox is also that once we get the payment info, we can use this in some other, subsequent payment flows as well. So it's been proven to be a quite fruitful tactic to offer upsells to those users who have already purchased. And this is what we can do here. We can offer an extra help on reaching the weight goal. We can do something like this. So this screen is going to be called Get Extra Help in Reaching Your Goal Weight with our meal plan, right? And we're going to offer users a special meal plan for them to be able to reach their goal faster. An image again here, just simply for it to look beautiful. And we can make this button, we can make a purchase button out of it. And so what it will do is essentially when you click it, it will use your payment info collected on the previous step and just purchase this one-time extra meal plan. So get extra help for $90.99. And we can just hook the product up to this button here. And this is it. We also gonna, of course, have a skip option for those of people who would not want to try an extra meal plan. And we can also customize this button to look like a skip button and not a main CTA on the screen. All right. So, yeah, by this point, we are done. The very last screen, the 10th screen in this flow, is going to be to just download the app. And this is what we're going to do here. So download the app to get your personal plan. And we're going to use this button over here to go to external link. You can use a deep link. You can use an App Store link, whatever is more relevant to you. So for the purpose of this example, we're going to just use Google. Yeah, and we're going to call this button Go to the app. Yeah, and that's it. I'm going to try to save this funnel and to see whether the variables will really get substituted and the whole flow is going to, we're going to pass the whole flow, hopefully. But yeah, we're pretty much done. So skip button also make it lead to upsell. No, skip button is, I think, okay. So yeah, I'm going to save it. I'm going to close this preview over here. Hopefully it will work, including and I'm going to just in case, open a new browser window here. No, it's going to open the very last step, so I want to start from the top. Yeah, I'm going to take the screen here, move to another tab. So let's see the whole funnel. motivation question, focus areas question. For some reason, it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. The height, the weight. Registration. Right, it does substitute something, but for some reason incognito didn't make it work. I'm sorry. Let's see if the payment flow is going to work. Well, you can find me after the demo. I'll probably be able to show it to you. Yeah. Yeah. So the purchase flow is stuck a little bit, but still, we have an upsell and we have the final step of downloading the app. So, yeah. And I guess that's it for the demo. I only wanted to emphasize again, like how simple it is. We've just created it, like me explaining it in front of you. Probably took more than 30 minutes because of technical difficulties, but hopefully you can understand that it takes doesn't take a lot of time to do that. Just two more things I want to emphasize about web funnels. So while this probably looks easy, and I hope it does, you still need to do two more things. So first, like I said in the beginning of the presentation, you still need to recognize your users once they arrive from the web flow to your app. And you got two options for that. You can use deep linking, which is proven to fail sometimes. So you would get like 5 to 10% of the users lost along the way from the web to the app because of how fingerprinting works, right? Because it doesn't always match the user correctly. Yeah, and another option is to build an authorization flow with something like Firebase or build your own backend for it. It doesn't take a lot of time, but still, you got to think about it. The good news is that if you're using Adapty in your app as well, our SDK can pick up an access level that you acquired on the web and show it in the app, and also track any changes to the subscriptions that are going on along the way. So this is good news. And also, Adapty will offer authorization flow just for you to make web funnels even easier, and it will be baked into FunnelFox, hopefully in Q3. Yeah, and then the second point is that we haven't collected this personalization data for nothing. We do really need to create a personal plan, and FunnelFox has got an API to pull this data out of it and to create a personal flow in your product. And I guess this is it. Thank you so much. Hopefully it hasn't been too boring. Remember, FunnelFox makes web funnels fast and easy. Thank you so much.